How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Now, today is Christmas, and I figured I'd upload anyway. Normally, people take a break on Christmas, but I love recording, so I'm not going to take a break. So, Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching this video right now. If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's fair enough. But if you do, a very Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you get all the presents you want and all that stuff. So, anyway, looking at this team that Willis has brought, they've brought some power. They've got the Ember, which is nice to see. I'm going to lead off with Pelipper because I want to get the rain up straight away. They have no weather counters or anything like that. No sand for the Excadrill or anything like that. So I think we're good to do with that. And I think Kingdra's going to put in some work this game. I really do. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Willis. So they're going to lead off with Endeavor, which is the Ember. That's a great nickname for an Ember, by the way. Endeavor is. That's a really cool nickname. So we get the rain up. They probably go for a wild charge here, or they switch out into their Iron Hands slash Primarina. So I want to kind of want to go for a U-turn. I'm going to go for a U-turn. I don't think they outspeed us. They do outspeed us. KO the Pelipper. That's not good. So Pelipper is gone. The rain is not permanent. Well, it's not permanent anyway, but the rain down. All right, we're going to have to recover from this somehow. So now we've got a couple options. I'm going to go Kingdra. Kingdra actually does really well against their team. Hydro Pump hits incredibly hard against their entire team, especially in the rain. So I'm going to go for a flip turn now, expecting the Primarina to come in. I think that's probably for the best. So they do withdraw Endeavor, the Ember. What are they going to go into, though? That's the real question. Hydrapple comes in, so that thing is a threat in its own right. We go for a flip turn there. We're going to get on out of there. Does 0 damage, but we're going to get to see if it's leftovers or not, which is always nice. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm leaning towards Archaludon for the Draco Meteor here, or the Gramble because it's Fairy type. I'm also leaning towards the Raging Bolt. I think it's Archaludon's time to shine, so I'm going to go over to Archaludon. I think Archaludon does really well against their team. I think it's going to definitely come in clutch here. So let's see how this plays out for us, shall we? So let's see how this plays out. So we're going to go for a Draco Meteor here, and that should bait in the either the Corviknight or the Primarina. I think Primarina is probably the most likely one because it's immune. So I'm going to go for an Electro Shot now. I'm going to go for the Electro Shot now, expecting either the Primarina or the Corviknight to come in. They actually stay in, which is ballsy, because I could have gone for a Draco there. But because we're in the rain, this thing is basically an electric Solar Beam, and it's going to do... It should still do some decent damage, to be fair. No, it doesn't. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's 4 times super effective. So they go for an Earth Power. It does about half. We get a Stamina boost, which is always nice. And now I'm thinking, you know what? This Hydrapple, probably not the best thing to do to go for that Electro Shot. I really thought they would switch out. To be honest with you, I really did. I really thought they would switch out. So I'm going to go for the Draco now. Draco should definitely KO, but they do withdraw the Hydrapple this turn. Interesting. And they're going to go into the Excadrill. So Excadrill comes in. Nice and powerful. Gotta love Excadrill. I'm so glad Excadrill's back. And we go for a Draco Meteor, though. And that's going to definitely do well over half. So Archaludon isn't the Pokemon that I want to shine in this game. It's not. It's not. It's just not. So knowing they're going to go for an EQ, I have a +1 defense from Stamina. I think we can take an EQ. I'm going to go for a Body Press. If we don't take the EQ, it's not a big deal. So they go for an EQ straight up. Can we live? No. We don't live, unfortunately. We lose Archaludon, but it's fine. I didn't need Archaludon to win this game. To be honest with you, I mean, we lost Pelipper, we lost Archaludon. We've got a perfectly fine Kingdra right here, and I'm going to go into Kingdra right now. We can KO this Excadrill with Flip Turn. No real reason not to go for Flip Turn here. They probably go Primarina, expecting a Draco Meteor, expecting the Hydrapple. Could be overthinking that, but I'm going to go for a Flip Turn anyway. As they do withdraw the Excadrill, are they going to go into the Hydrapple? Should we have gone for Draco? Prime time. That's going to be the Primarina, right? It is the Primarina. So the Primarina comes in. We go for a Flip Turn. Kingdra's access to Flip Turn is amazing, by the way. Absolutely amazing in the rain, especially. It's so good. So good. So, Raging Bolt is your time to shine. There we go. Amphisenia comes in. There we go. Now, we've got a couple of choices here. We're going to get that Photosynthesis in our special attack, which is always going to be useful. The rain is still up. We could go for a Weather Ball here, expecting them to switch into Excadrill. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think they go into Excadrill here. So they do withdraw Primarina. Hopefully we're going to see an Excadrill switch here. Hydrapple comes in. That's not what I wanted to see at all. We go for a Weather Ball expecting the Excadrill. It's going to be a Water type move. It does nothing. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So they're going to have leftovers, of course. Hydrapple doesn't outspeed us, so we can go for a Draco here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. If they Terra, then that's a good play on my opponent's behalf. If they don't Terra, then so be it. They do withdraw the Hydrapple, though. Are they going back into Primarina? Probably, right? Yeah, Primarina comes back in, so they're just scouting to see what our moveset is, basically, I think, at this point. So we go for the Draco. Obviously, it's not going to do anything to Primarina. The rain is going to stop, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it's fine. Now I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just go for a Thunderclap. Let's just do it. Let's just go for a Thunderclap. Be done with it. There we go. There we go. There we go. I knew I'd make the right play at some point. Can't make the right play all the time, but at some point I will. So the Primarina is gone, which means we can now drop Dracos like there's no tomorrow. In comes Excadrill. So we've got a couple of options here. We don't have the rain anymore. Rain is not an option. But we do have some options for this. So we could go into our own Excadrill with the Air Balloon. And then we can go from there. Or we can keep our boost in special attack and go for a Draco Meteor to KO this Excadrill. That would leave us open. But nah, there's no point doing that just yet. Let's just go into Excadrill. Let's just go into our own Excadrill and go be immune to that Earthquake with the Air Balloon. Let's just do that. So there we go. Rallen's coming in the Excadrill. That's a reference to Spectrobes, for anyone wondering. So they go ahead and float in the air with the Air Balloon. They go for an EQ. Obviously, it's not going to work on our Excadrill because we're floating in the air. Let's go for that EQ and let's take this thing out. They probably go into Hydrapple, boys, whatever. So they do withdraw their Excadrill. What are they going to go into? Are they going to go the Hydrapple? Corviknight. Corviknight is fair enough. This thing probably has Defog. But we're going to EQ into nothing, obviously. They probably go for a U-turn here. So I'm going to go ahead and sell them Stealth Rocks. That's what I'm going to do. So we go for a Stealth Rocks. They probably go for a U-turn, expecting the Raging Bolt to come in. Because Raging Bolt can just come in freely right now. As they do go for that U-turn. It's going to break our Air Balloon, which makes us susceptible to their Excadrill. But we might be alright. So I've made some funky plays in this game. You know, at the beginning of the game, the plays were not that good. I made some bad plays. I overthink it a bit. But I think we're going to be able to pull it back. In comes Endeavor, which is the Ember. Now, the fact that they brought that in tells me they are Choice Scarfed. So I'm going to go straight into Gramble right now. I'm going to go straight into Gramble to deal with this Ember. There we go. Withdrawing our Excadrill, we're going to go straight into Gramble. And Gramble should be able to take any hit from this thing, thanks to Intimidate. And the fact that we know it's Choice Scarf. They've got to be Choice Scarf, otherwise they wouldn't have brought it in against Excadrill. Close Combat comes through. We're going to lower his defenses whilst we eat that up like it's nothing. But we've got a choice to make here. They're going to get hit by the Rocky Helmet, which is great. The Ember is going down. Do we Roar, expecting the Corviknight switch? Or do we switch, expecting the Corviknight switch? That's the real question on everyone's mind. I think they have to switch here. I think they go into... Yeah, I'm going to go for a Raging Bolt switch. I'm going to do it. Because they're going to withdraw into Corviknight right now. They are 100% going into Corviknight right now. There's the Corviknight, as expected. There is the Corviknight, as expected. It's going to get some Stealth Rock damage. They're going to want to try and defog here. So, thinking they're going to go for a defog. And maybe they think Thunderclap is our only electric type move. Potentially. It's not. But maybe they do. I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I don't think they'll go hard into Excadrill right now because we could predict that. So I'm going to go straight for the Volt Switch, expecting a defog. They do stay in. And they're going to go straight down to that Volt Switch, which is absolutely amazing. The Corviknight goes down. I knew it. I knew they'd stay in and try and defog on the Thunderclap. I knew it. I just knew it. I finally made a good play. That's great. That's great. Absolutely great. So, we got a couple options here. Gramble's a good one. Gramble handles that team really well right now. I think I'm going to go Excadrill and see what they do. I think they go Ember on our Excadrill. And then we go Gramble on their Flare Blitz. I think that's how this plays out. So Hydrapple's the one that comes in. Why? It's going to get hit by Stealth Rocks, which is great. What do we do here? So, I think they go for an Earth Power. I think that's what they do. Do I go for an Iron Head just to get damage off? Do I need Excadrill for anything else? Could be good against the Iron Hands. Do I need Kingdra for anything else? If they're going to go for an Earth Power, no. So let's go for a Kingdra switch, because I think they're going to go for an Earth Power, and then we can just drop a Draco. And they'll KO the Emboar, it'll KO the Excadrill, it'll KO this thing. They go for a Giga Drain, which is fine. Giga Drain is fine. Giga Drain is absolutely fine. They might not have Earth Power, to be fair. Now, we just drop a Draco. And hope they don't Terra Steel. Hope they don't Terra Steel. They do withdraw, so we've got no Terra. Have they already Terra'd? They might have already Terra'd. I could be completely losing my marbles here. They're going to go into their Iron Hands, which is great. Pointed Stones are going to dig in. We go for a Draco Meteor, which is great. Choice Specs boosted. That's easily your 2-hit KO, even after the special attack drop. So we are looking good right now. But then again, they've got a healing item. It's leftovers. That's fine. We can deal with leftovers. Let's go for another Draco. Should take out the Iron Hands. They're going to withdraw the Iron Hands this time. What are they going to go into to take a Draco Meteor? Hydrapple or Excadrill? Excadrill comes in. Let's see how well you take this. So Stealth Rocks are going to dig in. Mold Breaker is there. Let's see if you can take a Draco Meteor up -2 with Choice Specs. Just barely takes it. Like a champ. Let's go into this scramble because they're going to Rapid Spin here to try and get rid of them Stealth Rocks. You just know they're going to Rapid Spin. If we can Rocky Helmet them on the Rapid Spin, then it'll stop them from getting rid of the Stealth Rocks. And we want the Stealth Rocks to stay up. We really want the Stealth Rocks to stay up. So, in comes Gramble. Gramble's great. Gets the Intimidator for all that wonderful stuff. They do go for a Rapid Spin. And because they've got going to go down to the Rocky Helmet right now. There we go. Because they've gone down to the Rocky Helmet, they're not going to clear away the Stealth Rocks. If you didn't know that, now you do. That is a good thing to note. Oh, we're pulling this back. We're pulling this back. In comes Endeavor. The Emboar. Now, can we take a Play Rough? We don't have a switch in, that's for sure. I'm going to go for an Earthquake. Can we take a Flare Blitz? That's what I mean. Can we take a Flare Blitz? I think we can. Flare Blitz comes through. It's boosted by Reckless. It's going to sting. We live in that, though. And then there's Recoil. And then there's Rocky Helmet. And the Emboar goes down. Down it goes. That's absolutely amazing. Gramble coming through right now. What a legend. What a legend. Iron Hands is going to come through. What can Iron Hands do to us? Does it outspeed us? Probably, because we're defensive. Let's go for that EQ. Just to try and get the KO. They still haven't Terra'd yet. So they could Terra at any moment. They could Terra flying right now. So they go for an Ice Punch. That's going to KO us, obviously. Rocky Helmet is going to hurt them, though, which is great. So Gramble goes down. Gramble did great this game. However, that's not good enough for me. It's not good enough. We need a Pokemon that's going to be on that thumbnail. And I think Raging Bolt is it. I think it's got to be Raging Bolt. It's not done, you know, it took out the Primarina. It took out the Corviknight. It's done really well. Really well. So let's go for that Weather Ball and KO this Iron Hands right now. There we go. Weather Ball comes through. It's only 50 base power, but it should do the job. It does do the job. Which means that's the third KO. Which means we got a Raging Bolt video. Raging Bolt's done really well this game. Really well this game. In comes the Hydrapple. Now, this thing could Terra. This thing could easily Terra. So we need a failsafe. Let's Terra ourselves into a Terra Flying, making us neutral to that Fickle Beam. Go for that Draco Meteor. If they do Terra, hopefully it'll be Fairy, and then we can actually do something in retaliation. But we're going to Terra Flying. There we go. Terra Flying real quick, and then we'll drop a Draco. And I don't know what Terra they've got. If they've got Terra Dragon, then they're not going to Terra, because there's no point. There's just no point. But it looks like they are going to Terra. So what Terra are they going to do? Let's see if the Terra Steel or something. Maybe Terra Water? I don't know what Terra people are running. Steel. Right, Steel is fine. Steel is fine. So, Hydrapple is going to come through. We're going to go for that Draco Meteor. It's going to do a lot of damage, but not enough. Raging Bolt can do this, though. They go for that Fickle Beam. It's going all out for it. That's the all-out attack. And that does a lot of damage. But we do our speed. And they are a Steel type right now. They are a Steel type right now. And you know what that means, don't you? It means our boy Excadrill can come in. Excadrill can easily come in, take a Fickle Beam, and just go for an EQ the next turn. So Raging Bolt has weakened this Hydrapple enough to where Excadrill can come in now, take a Fickle Beam, no problem, go for an EQ and take this thing out. So there we go, we're going to break the mold. They go for a Nasty Plot. That thing gets Nasty Plot. That's crazy. Hydrapple's really cool. I really like Hydrapple, but unfortunately for Hydrapple, it is a Steel type and it is going to go down to this Earthquake. And if it doesn't go down to the Earthquake, Raging Bolt is in the back, just waiting for it. So let's go for that EQ. There we go. Boom. Down goes the Hydrapple. Excadrill still got it. Raging Bolt, absolute MVP this game. GG, Willis. That was a really fun game. I enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for the game. But anyway, here is the team. If you want to try it out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.